Hello and welcome. I'm a hotel AI expert, and I am so pleased to welcome all of you, the students of Europe Hotel School, to your online learning journey. Today, we're going to dive into something absolutely fundamental, what it truly means to be a role model in a hotel's front office. You see, it goes so far beyond a simple job description. We're going to explore how certain individuals don't just perform their tasks, they actually inspire excellence in everyone around them.
Let's really start with this quote, because it gets to the very heart of what we're talking about. A true role model's influence goes way beyond a checklist of duties. Just think of them as the architects of the workplace culture. It's their consistency, their attitude, their professionalism, all of it comes together to set a tone that the entire team can feel and ultimately follow. So here's how we'll break it down today. We're going to build this concept from the ground up. First, we'll talk about the invisible architect and that subtle power a role model holds. Then, we'll dig into the core mindset that drives them. From there, we'll explore the key behaviors, what I call the pillars of excellence. And finally, we'll see how all these individual actions create a powerful ripple effect throughout the hotel.
So why do I call them an invisible architect? Well, because their impact isn't always loud or obvious, but it is always there. It's constant and it's intentional. See, they understand that every action, every word, and every response is another brick in the team's foundation. This isn't about performing well just because a manager is watching. No, it's about performing with integrity and responsibility all the time.
So, you might be wondering, where does that kind of consistency come from? It all starts with the foundational mindset. Before we can even get into specific actions, we have to understand the disciplined way of thinking that excellence is built on. This, right here, is the blueprint for everything else. At the very core of this foundation is a collaborative mindset. And the key phrase here is continuous habit. Think about that. Collaboration isn't just something you do when it's easy or convenient. For a role model, it's the default setting. They are instinctually looking for ways to support other departments because they know the entire hotel's success depends on seamless teamwork, not just isolated wins. Okay, so once we have that collaborative mindset locked in as our foundation, we can start building the 5 essential pillars of excellence. These are the real observable behaviors that define a front office leader and a true role model.
Our first pillar, communication, is absolutely crucial. A role model uses communication as a tool for unity. You know, when things get stressful, they make a conscious choice to stick to the facts, not get caught up in emotion. It sounds simple, but that shift is so powerful. It stops people from getting defensive and lets the whole team focus on finding a solution. It turns potential conflict into a productive collaboration.
And this shows the difference perfectly. The words on the left, they build walls. "That's not my department" is just a dead end, isn't it? But the language on the right builds bridges. Saying, "Let me find the right person," or "I will find that information," that shows ownership. It's a conscious decision to de-escalate the situation and build confidence, not just with guests, but with your colleagues too.
Pillar number 2 is reliability. In an industry that never sleeps, reliability is the anchor that keeps everything stable. A role model is that person everyone knows they can count on, not just to show up on time, but to see every single task through to the end, no shortcuts. And when things get chaotic, their calm composure is what keeps everyone else grounded and prevents panic from spreading.
Our third pillar is emotional intelligence, and it really has 2 parts. First, it's about mastering your own emotions, not letting a moment of frustration or a long day dictate how you behave professionally. The second part is about being perceptive to the emotions of others. It's about noticing when a colleague is overwhelmed and offering a bit of quiet support. That's how you build incredible trust. Next up, pillar 4, initiative. This is really the difference between being reactive and being proactive. A role model doesn't just wait around to be told what to do. They're always scanning the environment, looking for opportunities, anticipating what a guest might need before they even ask, or spotting a small problem and fixing it before it becomes a big one. It demonstrates a powerful sense of ownership. And finally, our 5th pillar is humility. This is what truly grounds a role model. They are quick to share credit for team successes, but they're even quicker to take responsibility for any mistakes. And, this is critical, they always remain open to feedback and new ways of learning. Humility shows that their goal isn't personal glory, it's the success of the entire team.
So, we have our foundation and our 5 pillars. Now let's look at the incredible impact they have when you put them all together. This is the ripple effect. It's how one person's consistent positive actions can genuinely transform the culture of an entire department.
And it all starts with something small. It's just a single, simple action. Just imagine, you see a colleague at the front desk, they're clearly struggling with a complicated guest request during a busy check-in. Instead of just looking away, you step in to help, proactively, without even being asked. That single moment, that's the cause.
And from that one small action, the ripples spread out. The colleague you helped, they trust you more now. The guest gets faster, smoother service. But here's the big one. Other team members see it happen, and a thought clicks in their head. This is our standard. Over time, these little actions build a culture of real mutual support, which reduces stress and lifts everyone's performance.
And this right here is why it all matters so much. A guest might not see the specific actions happening behind the desk, but they can absolutely feel the result. They sense the calm, the professionalism, the teamwork. A positive internal environment built by role models isn't just a nice-to-have. It is the engine that drives a truly superior guest experience.
So as we've seen, becoming a role model isn't about some grand, heroic gesture. It's about the consistency of thousands of small, intentional actions, day in and day out. It's a journey that really does start with a single step. So as you continue on your path, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. What will your first action be?